this Saturday morning on the day of recording here. My name is Harry Austin, and you're watching another edition or listening to United Soccer FC. Today we're going to be doing a look at the NISA Legends Cup. It's going to be my preview here. There's not going to be any guest for it here, so I'm going to try to run this solo and see how this works out. But I do want to give a huge thank you to Dan from Protagonist Soccer, and who also runs, in my opinion, one of the best. He has multiple podcasts, but the Knights Who Say NISA for that here. If they really have a lot of great information. They had the commissioner of NISA on this past week here, and it's a great conversation, between the guys, Knights Who Say NISA. So just to kind of take a quick look back at last year's NISA, Detroit City won the NISA championship over the Oakland Roots. This year, so some changes from the 2020 season. Oakland Roots have moved to USL Championship. New York Cosmos are on hiatus, hopefully just for this, for the spring season here. But of course, that'll be to be determined here. But I'm a firm believer, even though I love to say fuck the Cosmos, just because of their history and just, it's, if you're a Cosmos fan, it's awesome. But, if you're not a Cosmos fan, just because they are an awesome organization. And back in the NASL years, they stole Hans Dennison, from the Scorpions here. But I do hope that they are back here. But there are some new additions. Expansion Maryland Bobcats for this year. And welcome back, 1904 FC out of San Diego and Stumptown FC out of the Charlotte area. So, both of those came back from hiatus and are back for the spring season here. Future expansion, Chicago House AC and New Jersey Teamsters FC will start in the fall of 2021, and Flower City Union up in Rochester, and they'll be starting in 2022. But they have a big announcement this April 14th coming up, where they're going to announce their crust and colors, and I'm kind of looking forward to see what they do, especially with NISA. It's they have full control, and as we've seen with the Maryland Bobcats, the branding and Chicago House, to be fair, is on point. So it'll be interesting to see how those work out. So let's tune into the what we're here for here this morning here, and that's the NISA Legends Cup here. To me, it's a tournament that's going to be out of Chattanooga, out of Chattanooga. We starting this week here on April 13th, and they broke it up into three groups. They have Group A, which has Michigan Stars, Maryland Bobcats, San Diego 1904 FC. Group B will be California United, Strikers FC, Detroit City FC, and Stumptown. And Group C is Chattanooga FC, LA Force or Los Angeles Force, and New Amsterdam Football Club. What kind of makes it unique as far as for the setting of the Legends Cup here is only the top spots advance. So you're going to have the overall points leader, and goal difference is the first tiebreaker, automatically move to the final. And the second group winner with the most points, and the third the final group winner will play in a semifinal. So you're only going to have kind of three that make it, and with NISA it does seem like that is a trend that they do, because with the championship after the spring season, it's also three, and we'll kind of go over that at the end of it here as well here. So, but let's kind of go into to see how the groups kind of shape up for it here. Roster-wise, it's a little bit hard to kind of see. So this is, I'm no expert on NISA by any means here. especially when it comes to the rosters. Just for some clubs, it's they're very transparent. Some clubs, it's very hard to get information, and so that's why for instance, not to give it away, but I'm not a big believer of Stumptown right now, just because there's been zero. I think they've announced one player, maybe two, and that was just this week here, and they kick off. So I know they've been playing, or they've been practicing, but I haven't really seen a lot of results. Detroit City and 1904, I've seen results. Cal United, I've seen results here, but for preseason friendly actions. But that's one thing that I do wish for NISA on the league site is to maybe if they could develop a spot where you can track player transactions and player movements along those lines. I think that would help fans that cover NISA and fringe. For me here, where I love the lower game here, so make it a little bit easier to kind of have an idea of what's on, who's on who here. So, but looking at Group A, you're going to have three matches. April 13th, we'll kick it off with the very first match, Michigan Stars versus 1904. The second match is going to be Maryland Bobcats against 1904 FC. So that will 1904 will play their first two matches in the first two games of the group. And then the last match, which I think is actually could be a big deal, the Michigan Stars versus the Maryland Bobcats at 8 p.m., which is the last match of the Legends Cup in the group play. And when we get to seeding, the reason why I think that's a very pivotal position here is, if let's say two teams have 6 points, goal difference is the first tiebreaker. So you're going to know going in what you need to have for that here. So to me, how I see this group going, I've got Michigan Stars, opening with a 3-1 win over 1904. I think part of it is because Michigan Stars is a returning team from last year. 1904 is coming back together, so a little bit unproven. First game here. Maryland Bobcats, I have them beating 1904 2-1. And in the final of the group action there, I have Michigan Stars beating Maryland Bobcats 3-1, which, if you're looking at the group standings when this would be over, you're looking at Michigan Stars would have 6 points with a +4 goal differential. Maryland Bobcats would have 3 points, and unfortunately 1904 FC wouldn't have any points here. And keep in mind the goal differential is going to play a huge part in this. So you could see some teams that try to put, they have to put some goals on, because the second tiebreaker would be the so if the goal difference is matched, then the second tiebreaker would be goals scored. So I think it's going to encourage teams to once they get up to still score some goals here. So moving on to Group B for this here, which is going to be Detroit City, Cal United, and Stumptown. To me, I think in what will probably be the best match, at least for group play, on April 13th, Detroit City versus Cal United at 5 o'clock. For that here, April 16th, Detroit City versus Stumptown, and April 19th, Stumptown versus Cal United Strikers on there here. And I think, once again, Detroit City playing first against Stumptown, and then Cal United playing Stumptown second, I think is going to be pivotal, because as I predicted here, I think Detroit City, Cal United is going to end up 2-2 in a draw for that here, and then I think Detroit City is going to get be up 4-0 on Stumptown, and then Cal United knowing that they need to at least get 4, we'll put up 5 now. Like I said, these are just predictions, and like I said, here where the goal difference matters. So if that does take place, goal difference comes in to decide who wins Group B. Cal United, at +5, playing second, knowing what that magic number that they need. Even though they're tied on points with Detroit City at 4, would hold a 1-goal lead over the goal difference. But on this group, whoever wins that Detroit City Cal United Strikers match, I think has to be the favorite. It has to have control of the group here. So to me, that's why I think that first match will be extremely important. And both of those have been playing friendlies that and getting results in friendlies. So I'm really looking forward to that match there on there here. Group C, Chattanooga FC, the home team, will open on the 13th at 8 p.m. Against LA Force or Los Angeles Force. On the 16th, Chattanooga will play New Amsterdam FC, also at 8 p.m., being the home team here. And then on the 19th, New Amsterdam will play Los Angeles Force at 12 o'clock here. Where that comes into play here for Chattanooga coming up here, here, let me go to the results here. So I think Chattanooga gets by LA Force 3-2 in a thrilling game. Chattanooga FC 3-1 over New Amsterdam, and then I have LA Force 2-1 over New Amsterdam on there here, which would give Chattanooga 6 points as well, but a +3 goal difference compared to Michigan Stars that had a +4 goal difference. And the reason why that's important is because Chattanooga plays their first 2 games, their games are wrapped up on April 16th, where Michigan Stars, Maryland Bobcats, they play on the 19th, so they'll have, once again, knowing how many goals that they need to have if they can for that here. So, which then leads to the first semifinal, or the only semifinal here, which will be Chattanooga FC versus Cal United Strikers, and that will be on April 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern time. For that here, I do have Cal United, I have Chattanooga FC getting through. I didn't really do a score on this, or didn't put a score on this on the card here, but I have them getting through 2-1 in a very close game. Wouldn't shock me if it goes to extra time for that here. And then in the final, I do have Chattanooga FC getting by Michigan Stars 3-1, which would make Chattanooga the NISA Legends Cup winner for this year. At home, I think that does play a difference. And the final is April 25th at 8 p.m. Most of these games will be on BN Sports Extra, for the group play. The 12 o'clock games, so the Michigan Stars, Detroit City, Stumptown, New Amsterdam FC, those 3 games will be on my Kuju. And then the rest of the games, the 5 o'clock games, the 8 o'clock games, and then on Thursday the 22nd, you're going to have a full days of action where, I didn't break it down, but the 8th seed versus the 9th seed, and every we'll be playing each other, starting at 11 a.m. You'll have a full day of soccer on April 22nd with the semifinal being the star attraction at 8 o'clock here for that here. So what does this mean? Well, with the Detroit City winning the championship last year, the NISA 2021 championship, which will be hosted by Detroit City, the semifinal will be June 30th, and the final will be July 3rd. So, for that here. So the spring season is going to kick off May 1st, I believe, if memory serves me correct here, May 1st for that here. And, the first match on that will be Michigan Stars versus New Amsterdam, Detroit City versus Maryland Bobcats, and then on the second, Cal United and Chattanooga FC. They're going to play 8 matches, 4 home, 4 away. for that here to determine this the spring winner. And where that comes into important, Detroit City is already locked into the final of the NISA 2021 championship. In our scenario here, Chattanooga is already in the first semifinal. So that leaves the the spring winner, to be the to be determined team that's going to be coming up for that here. So if Detroit City, and I'm assuming if Chattanooga would win the spring season, then the TBD would go to the second place of the spring. If Detroit City does win the Legend Cup, then the team that played in the finals with them, the second place team, would fill that spot as well here. So I think for NISA, I really like this idea of the Legends Cup here to start the season. I think it's a great way to create something for the fans, especially with it being on TV. Be able to get an idea to see how the team gels and stuff. To me, it would be interested to see what NISA does when they have a full regular season non-COVID, because unfortunately, just unlucky for them that they have not had the opportunity to do their normal full season as of yet regular for that here. So to me, that's the breakdown of the 2021 Legends Cup here. Like I said here, I do thank you for tuning in. If you have any comments, feedback, please let me know here. Like I said here, you can do it on the Twitter page here mainly, which is where I post these, on the YouTube channel, or on my personal account at Ram and Call, which is typically where you see most of my banter back and forth and hot and cold takes for that here. So thank you for tuning in. Hope everybody has a great weekend coming up here, and thank you.